When was the last time you wore a sleeveless shirt?
Oh, anytime I go to the gym.
Really?
Yeah. Once a year, I take the shirts that displease me,
Mm-hmm.
and instead of donating them to Goodwill, I just cut them up. It's a process called Lombardoing, named after my friend Scotty Lombardo, who wears sleeveless shirts a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've worn a shirt without sleeves since I was 9.
Well, I will say, because you're wearing a hoodie right now, just for hoodie purposes, if you're going to wear a hoodie that day, sleeveless shirt plus hoodie is, I mean, freedom, I think.
I feel like the sleeveless hoodie is like the Instagram look of the guy who keeps posting.
No. You wear a sleeveless T-shirt and then a hoodie over it.
Well, then it's just an undershirt.
Yeah, but you're not all clunked up.
Oh, all right. So as opposed to the look, we're just talking comfort.
It's like with women, like they just shove a thong up their ass instead of wearing full panties because it doesn't clunk up.
That's the opposite. No,
just shove it up.
It's made to clunk up. That's the opposite.
Huh?
Thong is the least comfortable thing. It's just to give good lines in the pants.
It's kind of the same principle with the sleeveless hoodie. You're not obstructing anything.
It's the opposite. Because the thong is pure obstruction. It's right up in there.
I think it's like once it's in there, you kind of forget it's in there.
I bet you don't.
What if we did a 30-day thong challenge?
Really? What does the winner get?
Long underwear?
This is how we get our MeUndies sponsorship.
They don't own any medium underwear. It's either long johns or thongs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we need to start incorporating a gambling component into this podcast.
I was thinking that for this week. What do you think of this idea? Mm-hmm. We each take a foot. Don't we have a standing bet of some sort?
Not that I remember.
I thought we made
it could exist.
I thought we made an over-under, NBA over-under, maybe? In one of the first ones? Could that be true?
I don't know, dude. I had COVID. I forgot everything.
It feels right.
Post-COVID life is completely different.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's just say that bet
You have no idea.
That bet doesn't exist.
Okay. We might have. I know we talked about over-unders at the beginning.
This is the proof. If you don't keep records of things, eventually everything is lost. You know what I mean? Like eventually, like when the Romans left England, they forgot how to make concrete because they're like, did anybody write down how to make? No one knows how to make concrete.
It's a good place to mention that like everything was recorded. So if somebody wanted to torture themselves by actually listening to our old episodes, they could absolutely confirm or deny this. But who would do that to themselves?
Okay, but that bet's fucked. It's over.
Okay.
Let's do this weekend's football games.
All right.
And we'll say a $20.
All right.
The prize is a $20. Do you want to go on Amazon or eBay?
Amazon.
Amazon. A $20 gift from Amazon.
Okay.
A $20 max.
Are we doing straight up wins? Are we doing
with the spread?
Spread? What are we doing? All right, then, Paul. Can we ask? Can you look up the FanDuel lines, and we'll find out what the lines are, and then we'll make this official, and we'll put the picks in.
I'm very bad at betting lately.
All right,
I've lost.
That's good for me.
Many in a row.
Should we cover the Patriots game before we start picking this weekend?
If I had kids or a house to lose,
mm-hmm.
I'd have a sob story, but instead it's just like, oh, I bought a little less weed.
I like that apparently you would gamble your children for the price of a little less weed.
It's also that implies I'm not having kids so that I can have a little more weed.
Exactly, which is not untrue.
Not a bad trade even.
All right, do we want to talk Patriots before we start looking at the games?
What about them?
They got their asses kicked. And this is a Boston-centric podcast. We need to talk about it.
Oh, we haven't talked about that yet?
No. It was Saturday.
Oh, I thought I won a bet against you. Well,
you did not.
I even watch it? No, I didn't even fucking watch it.
No, you were dominating at the CBS scene.
I did the CBS scene.
How was that?
There were like 60 people there. It was pretty fun, actually.
Wow.
A couple birthday parties. I believe many of the staff of the Roger Williams Zoo. Yeah.
Very nice.
So, I mean, if you want to talk about hard times, never mind the Patriots.
Are we feeling good about Mac Jones, the Patriots' future, or bad? Because people were feeling really good about it, and that was an ass kicking.
Well, you still have him on a rookie contract for a few more years, so you can still kind of put, hopefully a little super team around him. You have money to spend elsewhere. That's good.
The thing was, going into it, I didn't think
his ceiling is very high.
I think his ceiling is high enough when you look at the talent he had to throw the ball to. He did pretty well, and it was his rookie year. And rookies don't typically
that's
make
a big question too. If we can get some kind of Jerry Rice kind of receiver,
which is the question. I mean, it's the one thing Bill Belichick has failed at pretty consistently is getting receivers.
But that's the mark of a guy that's about to succeed.
22 years later, he's going to figure out how to do this one thing.
How the fuck does anyone know? I don't even know why these guys have scouts. Like, why don't they just be like, hey, the guy at fucking ESPN said that this guy should be the fourth pick. Why not just take him fourth?
Belichick would have absolutely done better with receivers if he had just done that. If he had just gone with the Schefter predictions.
Just go with whatever the fuck that guy says, or
listen to Kuiper.
Yeah. You do the exact off the list chalk, and you'd save millions of dollars.
But here's why I'm a little pessimistic about next season. I was excited about Mac. I was saying, all right, maybe they'll get lucky and get a receiver. It happens every once in a while. As much as they said it never happens, they've gotten guys who've done the job. They can even potentially get a free agent. He's a tight end. He's not a lead number one wide receiver.
I mean, he's caught him and Brady are like the second most touchdowns of all time.
And again, he's a tight end. They have a couple of good tight ends.
When he threw the ball, did he catch it?
He did.
Is Rob Gronkowski going to the Hall of Fame? Is he going to the Hall of Fame for his blocking?
Yeah, that's part of it. I mean, he's one of the best blocking tight ends ever.
Yeah, but if he weren't the best receiving tight end maybe ever, then he wouldn't be going to the Hall of Fame. No one would give a shit about him.
They still need a number one wide receiver.
We didn't need one to win the Super Bowl.
They had them.
Yeah, Rob Gronkowski.
But they also had Julian Edelman, who was a potentially Hall of Fame wide receiver.
Okay, fine.
All right, thank you.
I don't think of Julian Edelman as a 1A wide receiver.
I mean, he kept having 120 catches every year.
Yeah, because he had Gronkowski running down the seams, drawing double teams.
Gronkowski needed him too.
Gronkowski was like having Shaq on your team.
And he was the best tight end of all time as well.
Because he was the best receiving tight end.
And he was a great receiver, but you still need a number one wide receiver. I mean, Rob Gronkowski didn't run 50-yard outs.
He would often catch the ball and get you another 15 or 20 on it.
At what point did I say Rob Gronkowski was not a great tight end? My point is you still need a great wide receiver.
Okay. Is Tony Gonzalez a great tight end or a great wide receiver?
He's a great tight end.
Tony Gonzalez far more of a wide receiver. Tony Gonzalez almost never blocked.
He was a tight end.
He lined up at tight end. Is Tim Duncan a center or a power forward?
I mean, that there's some debate about because he played both positions. Tony Gonzalez is a tight end. He was always a tight end. He got paid as a tight end. He was listed as a tight end. He lined up as a tight end far more often than he ever lined up wide. Tony Gonzalez was a tight end.
Some tight ends are more receivers than tight ends.
I don't even know how to argue
the fucking good ones. The guys you want on your team that are tight ends are really good receivers.
Okay, none of this negates the point that they need to get a wide receiver.
When Rob Gronkowski catches a pass, what does the announcer say? The reception by Rob Gronkowski. Reception is a conjugation of receive, right?
If a left tackle reports as eligible and catches a touchdown,
the guy doesn't say, that is a completion to Rob Gronkowski, who plays tight end and therefore not a reception.
There's no point to be made there. He's a receiving. Yeah, tight ends also receive the ball. Running backs catch the ball out of the backfield. Does that make them a wide receiver? Was Marshall Faulk a wide receiver?
No, but they line up at the line.
They line up in the backfield.
No, the tight ends line up at the line. Tight ends line up.
Tight ends line up on the line. Yeah.
Sounds like we're making up the rules of football.
You're making up the rules of this debate.
A little bit.
Yeah. This is what it's like to be on a text thread with Dan and James.
We were going to bet the games. So that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, we were. How long does Belichick keep going?
If I were him, I would have quit after that last Super Bowl.
He said he wasn't going to coach into his 70s, and now he's in his 70s.
Yeah, well, it turns into what the fuck else are you going to do? And it's a pretty
Is there any world where they talk Flores into coming back as a defensive coordinator and the head coach in waiting?
I didn't even know Flores was one of our guys.
Well, he was the head coach in Miami. He had been our defensive coordinator without the title in New England.
He didn't win a title?
No, he won a championship. He didn't have the title of defensive coordinator. He was the de facto defensive coordinator. So he was calling all the plays, but they didn't make him officially the defensive coordinator.
Will he not get another head coaching offer?
He should. I would be shocked.
I thought they were pretty good.
They were good. I mean, it was really stupid that he got fired in Miami, and everyone expects him to. There is a groundswell of sentiment that potentially, if Belichick said, come back here, run our defense, and when I'm done, you get to be the head coach, he would come back
and
here.
Screw over our visor-wearing little nerd there?
Josh McDaniels?
Yeah.
They don't trust him. They've not. I don't think they ever have any intention of giving him the job.
I don't trust the guy that wears a visor generally, especially in the winter.
I'm telling you right now, visors are underrated. I don't wear them. They make a ton of sense.
In the winter?
Yeah. I mean, if you're cold, then you wear a knit hat. But compared to a baseball cap, the top of the cap is not doing any work if you have hair. So you really just need the visor part to protect your eyes from the sun and give you a little shade.
I would rather a cowboy hat at that point.
I'm a big fan of a good cowboy hat. But visor is not comparable to a knit cap or toque, as I called it in my French town growing up. You wore, a visor is comparable to a baseball cap.
Yeah. I owed Doug Gurton $100 recently. I was thinking of getting him a fancy hat. If you were going to get somebody a fancy hat, what kind of hat would you get? It has to be a scally if you expect him to wear it at all. Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Are you going to get him something that he's going to wear occasionally or regularly?
No, I'd be like, he likes to wear a hat out and about, which I don't know too many people that do that anymore. But if you're going to wear a hat, I think it should be at least, if a comedian's going to wear a hat, it should at least be a scally or some kind of, like, you can't be showing up looking like it's your son just got drafted.
Yeah, but you wear a hat on stage, it becomes a part of your act.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the afraid of going bald guy?
I mean, yeah, it's part of it. Yeah, it's the I'm not ready to do the bald guy joke, so let's pretend it's not happening.
I don't know why. That's a free 5 minutes.
I think if you're going to get somebody a hat, go fedora. Go classy.
But then you have to change your whole wardrobe to kind of match the fedora. Scally cap, you can still kind of be you can still kind of schlub it up.
Scally cap, I don't think you want to give as a gift because with a fedora, you got to change your outfit. With a scally cap, you have to change your personality. Yeah. You have to change your whole way of life.
Yeah. Speaking of, what are the lines for the week again?
Yeah, all right. Let's screen share. What do we got?
Okay. Doug, you go first. All right. Hey, that's going to fucking help
Mike.
a lot.
Yeah. I'm Mike, Dan.
Huh?
You called me Doug.
No. I've been smoking pot since 9:30 in the morning.
It's fine. We're not in bed. I'm not hurt. I just want to clarify. All right. So we got the Bengals.
I bought you a hat.
The Titans are 3.5-point favorites. That's kind of shockingly low to me. I'm going Tennessee. They're the number 1 seed.
No.
They've got Derrick Henry coming back.
That can't be correct.
That's what Paul's saying.
Titans are at home.
Yeah.
Right? Wow. Way less flexible than I. Yeah, no, the Bengals are getting 3.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I said. Well, Titans are 3.5-point favorites is the same as saying the Bengals are getting 3.5.
Yeah, but who has the best tight end?
Indeed.
All right.
Who does have the best wide receiver over 250 pounds?
Bengals getting 2.5. The only time I've seen the Bengals play was last week, and they looked pretty good.
All right, so you're taking Cincinnati.
No, it's your pick. It's your pick.
I'm taking Tennessee.
You're taking Tennessee, so I have the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yep. I'm taking Tennessee and the point. Tennessee 3.5. I don't see Cincinnati even keeping this game close, honestly.
Okay. I mean,
yeah, that's a gimme.
That's a gimme. All right.
That's a gimme. 49ers.
I mean,
Packers,
I wouldn't fucking throw Tannehill in the Hall of Fame just yet, but whatever.
He's a good quarterback.
So is my
Joe
guy.
Joe Burrow's only his second year.
Yeah, but he looked fucking great that one time I saw him, and he won the national championship in college.
Cincinnati is always Cincinnati.
Fair enough.
No matter how much you don't want them to be Cincinnati, they're Cincinnati.
Okay, 3.5 points. I'm already winning by.
Right. Green Bay and San Francisco. What are we looking at?
I hate to say I like Aaron Rodgers because he doesn't seem like a great guy.
Yeah.
But I don't like him because of his personality. I don't give a shit about his personality.
He became a kind of a surprising douche over the last 2 years, but yeah.
Yeah, but I don't care.
All right, so you're taking Green Bay?
Yes.
All right, I like San Francisco with 5.5. I think that game's going to be kind of cold. I think Rodgers often does not come up with it matters. And if Jimmy G's healthy, they can score points. I kind of like that. I think that's going to be a tight game. All right, I like it. I got San Francisco. Are we writing these down?
We're writing it down.
All right.
And then there's more games. There's an American Football Conference. Oh, no.
All right, we got the Rams and the Bucks.
I'm going to take...
The Rams are getting
it's your
3.
pick. It's your pick, Mike.
My pick. The Rams are getting 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Oh, man. Shit. See, I'm looking at this. The Rams have actually played the Bucks better than just about anybody.
Okay.
They're healthy. The running game's gotten better. And the Buccaneers have been really hurt. I'm taking the Rams and the points.
Taking the Rams. That gives me a chance to root for old Tommy Touchdown.
Yeah, it hurts. I wanted
Sometimes
to take Brady.
I'll take the team I want to win. I'll take them to lose.
It feels really wrong to go against Tom Brady betting wise, but
yeah. But if you consider it in your head, you're not, because it's really, in the grand scheme of things, $5 worth of bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully that's not what breaks you.
I mean, if my son can't get that operation, you're going to feel terrible.
I've heard the Turo rentals were a little slow.
They have gotten slow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They have. If anyone wants to rent a Tesla or Mach-E, you let me know.
Just for the heat, it's worth it.
Right? Okay. Last game, Bills Chiefs. This is the game of the weekend. What is the line, Paul?
That's it. It must be the Chiefs are favorites.
Yeah.
I have to take the Chiefs.
Fuck.
Right?
What's the line?
1.5.
1.5. All right. So they expect it to be really close.
Well, I think that means they think the Bills are going to win.
All right. I'm okay taking Buffalo. I mean, they were amazing last week. They're just so inconsistent. They look like the greatest team in history, and then they lose to Jacksonville. I hate counting on Buffalo.
Yes. And Mahomes at home is hard to go against.
Yeah.
So I have Aaron Rodgers and Mahomes at home. At least one of those two will win, I would have to think.
You'd think. All right. So I've got Rams. I got Buffalo.
There's a whale getting fucked outside.
49ers. Well, that's Southie. San Fran. All right. This is for a $20 gift off of Amazon.
Off of Amazon.com. What are you going to get me?
And we're picking the gift. It's up to me if I lose what $20 gift
a gift that you think I would like, and I pick a gift that I think we would both like.
All right, but it does have to be a gift that we think the other person would actually enjoy.
Would like, yes.
Right. Yeah. So I can't get you like a Kobe Bryant jersey.
No.
That's against the spirit of the bet.
No. You could get me almost anybody else on those Laker teams.
Okay.
You can get me a Pau Gasol jersey. I'll wear it fucking proudly.
Pau was a good player.
Yeah.
Pau was a good player.
An Andrew Bynum jersey. I can park poorly and push little people. You remember when he pushed JJ Barea?
Heal slowly.
When he fucking fouled JJ Barea was the greatest.
Yeah.
He like threw him into the stands.
Do we want to talk Celtics at all? They've been kind of a bummer.
That Marcus Smart has been out, and we're no better, but we're no worse.
Yeah, kind of the same.
Yep.
I told you last week, I'm officially on the point where I'm ready to trade Marcus. And I don't blame Marcus for it. I think Marcus is a winning player. I think he can help most teams win. He's not what this team needs right now.
Why can a guard who's not good on offense help teams win?
He's fine on offense. He's great on defense.
I know, but that's like having a first baseman that's a speed reader.
And he's big enough to be a two guard. He just needs to be on a different team.
He's not a good enough shooter to be a good, like if his job on offense is stand in the corner, which on any good team, that's going to be his job on offense. Yeah. Then he's not really that good at that.
But he's a great defender. I mean, he can score at times when you need him. Is he a number 1 or 2 option? No. Could he be a number 3 option on a really good team? If you,
do you
put
think
him
it's
on
really
a place,
hurt our defense that much to have him out?
It's gotten worse, but not appreciably.
Yeah. I mean, he's just not really big enough to switch on to forwards.
Like, no, he's handled power forwards.
Switch on to like 3s and 4s. He can switch on to guards really well. And then when he switches on to forwards, most of those guys can turn and shoot over him.
He's handled most scoring forwards pretty well. Historically.
I don't know. I mean,
is there a point guard out there that the Celtics can get that would make a difference?
If we had signed Kyle Lowry, it would have been nice.
Is somebody like Kyle Lowry available in a trade, though? Is Miami looking at Bam Adebayo not being healthy, Jimmy Butler being old, and are they looking at that and saying, look, Kyle Lowry has maybe 1 or 2 seasons left. This isn't happening for us this year. You give us a first-round pick, you can have Kyle Lowry, and we'll take Marcus Smart off your hands. Is that ever possible?
I don't think Riley ever wants to get worse. He's so old.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it'd be crazy to fucking invest in the future. He's going to die.
Yeah, I don't think he would do it for Marcus Smart, but if it's just to unload the contract and get a pick, because he always believes he can sign a big free agent in Miami.
Who's going to give you a pick, for like a 2nd-round pick?
For Kyle Lowry?
No, for Marcus Smart. I wouldn't trade a 1st-round pick for Marcus Smart.
There are teams that would. It's going to be protected. I mean, a team like Sacramento would really like getting him.
Why? They need another guard who can't shoot?
Halliburton's a good shooter.
Yeah, so why wouldn't I just have him?
Is there any way?
Why would I trade a good shooter for a bad shooter?
If you were
That's
Boston,
how you lose a war right there.
Would you trade 2 first-round picks for Halliburton? 2 first-round picks and Marcus Smart, get Halliburton back?
Nah.
I'd do it.
Okay, I wouldn't poo-poo it, but I just fucking I just think we kind of have to have one of these picks turn into something because we pay fucking Tatum so much money that you can only pay so many guys.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was really bummed when Cleveland traded for Rondo. I was disappointed when they didn't try to sign Rondo in the offseason. He would have been a good veteran presence who just wants to pass first.
Can't do it. You can't have.
Why?
Because you can't have Time Lord, Horford, Rondo. You can't have Time Lord, Horford, Smart. Somebody has to be able to shoot.
Horford shoots.
Not well.
He's in a slump right now, but generally speaking, for a big man, he's a good shooter. He shoots threes.
Oh, that's what's going to happen. Our old guy is going to not be old.
They're not all going to be on the floor at the same time.
They start.
Horford should be coming off the bench at this point. If Rondo is starting, Horford should be coming off the bench.
Oh, if Rondo is starting, we will lose by 40 fucking points every game. Like, he's not starting for anyone. If he could still,
he's starting for Cleveland
because all their guards got hurt,
and they're one of the best teams in the East.
Not if that continues.
You're talking to me about what might happen. I'm talking to you about what is happening.
He's 35 years old and he can't shoot.
He's a pass first guy on a team. If you brought in a pass first guy on a team that wants
this is my point. I don't want him.
You're fine.
He's my internet password for several websites which I no longer visit. But he's like my Facebook and MySpace passwords, I believe.
MySpace was really great, and it sucks that we didn't appreciate it when it was happening.
MySpace was better than Facebook.
Yep.
Yeah.
If Tom had just said you can't put like big tons of graphics in a song in when you load the page, like Facebook might not have basically fucked up our entire country.
A song?
Remember, so when Facebook was starting to take off, one of the reasons that a lot of people went over to Facebook is because with MySpace, you could personalize your page, your wall. And it was like, oh, you've got like fancy like cursors, and a song would load when it came up, and you'd have custom graphics. And it took a long time for that page to load back in like 2011, 2010.
Yeah, I never quite got
So a bunch of people were like, oh, Facebook is so
much
much better because it's cleaner. It's just a nice clean page. You just go there and all the information is right there.
Sure. Yeah, I assumed the interface in some way was better, but I really would. I remember I finally made like postcards for MySpace, and it was like the week Facebook came out. I still have them.
It's funny to think that maybe if like the fact that people had to download songs is the reason Western democracy could fall.
It would have fallen anyway.
It was teetering.
People blame Facebook for too much.
You think?
Totally. You think Facebook invented people only hearing what they want to hear?
It gave them a big space to go for it, though.
In Boston, there used to be like 12 newspapers.
Mm-hmm.
And some people would just be like, what's the most racist newspaper? Give me that one.
Yeah, but you didn't get to write columns for them.
Huh? Yeah, so
you didn't get to write a column for the Herald.
Well, at least people are writing now. At least they're writing.
I guess that's an at least. It's an interesting way to look at that as the bright side of rampant systemic racism.
It used to at least be people looking at pictures and getting angry.
Yeah, but at least they had to put some effort into it. Like, you had to mimeograph that shit. You had to pass it out. You had to pay for the ink, you know?
Yeah.
It took some effort.
Fair enough.
There you go. All right. Should we end this week on mimeographing? Did
we pick all the games?
Yeah, 4 games. We picked them all.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that'll be fun.
All right. So we've got a wager writing on this.
Yeah. $20. And what we'll do is I'll give you my address. You give me yours, whoever wins. We'll have it mailed. You don't open the package, and we'll open it on the show.
Perfect.
And then you will be bit by a cobra.
Yeah, and we need just a glitter bomb would be fine. And we open it. Yeah, so whoever loses, they've got to get the gift before we record the next podcast, mail it, and don't open it. We open it live.
Cool.
All All right.
Man, I'm doing this with a few people. I'm going to go broke buying gifts.
You're going to have a kid pretty soon, just so you have something to bet.
So I have someone live to ruin.
All right. On the happy note of Dan having a child whose life he can ruin, I'm Mike. That's Dan. Paul's in the back making everything work, and we will see you next week. Bye, everybody.